I quit piano more than a decade ago before learning this song in less than a year. I only made it up to grade 4 of the RCM piano curriculum, and just for reference, this is what a piano teacher playing grade 4 music sounds like. This video isn't for me to show off and suggest that I'm some kind of prodigy. Quite the opposite. It's to show how literally anyone can do it. And what if I told you you absolutely do not need to have taken lessons as a child, or spend tons of money on years and years of lessons? I know lots of people who listen in awe at piano pieces played and wish that they could learn one day, but the barrier to entry always seemed too much, or they gave up quickly after breezing through a few simple traditional lessons, not knowing where to go next. You'd think that with modern technology that there would have been an easier way to learn piano. There is, but this method is often criticized and rarely ever promoted. Today I'll show you how you can definitely play your first song that seems way out of your league in less than a year and learn more piano theory in the process. I can't recommend enough how liberating it feels to express yourself through music, and if all you want to do is play your favorite songs, then this video will show you how to do that in as quickly of a way as possible. The first thing you're going to need to come to terms with is that you cannot currently read music, and you will absolutely not be able to read quickly enough to play the song that you want to. This sheet here might as well be in some ancient Chinese language because that's what it looks like to you. But just like trying to sing a song in a language you don't know, you only need to know how it sounds like, and then you just memorize those sounds. So in the case of learning piano, you can simply memorize the keys you need to press and when to press them. But how do you know which keys to press? This is where Synthesia or any other MIDI file visualization comes in. What you need to do is just look up a Synthesia video of the song you're trying to learn and completely bypass the need of knowing how to read the music. If you're more technical and willing to pay for the software, you can download the MIDI file and set up Synthesia properly and have a bunch of extra features, but I've learned all my songs simply by pressing the keys as I see them drop down in the video like this one. It's kind of like playing DDR, except you can slow-mo it, you replay it, and then you memorize it. The best thing about this method is that you're also memorizing the song, which I'd say is the most immersive and expressive way to play songs on the piano. The next thing you're going to want to do, which is I'd say even more important than finding the Synthesia video, is to make sure you actually have the will to learn. And the best way to do this is to find a song you actually really want to play. I can't emphasize how important this step is. Spend some time choosing a song. You need to have an end goal strong enough to not only make you look forward to playing, but to motivate you to get through the challenges. I mean, this is the whole reason you want to play piano, right? Pick a song that you will be proud to play, even if it seems a little difficult. For me personally, when I was learning this song, I thought I'd be happy if it took me 10 years to learn, and I promise you're going to surprise yourself in how much faster you progress compared to your expectations. So that was it. Picking the right song and using a Synthesia video to read and literally just memorize the song. But here's a few tips I learned that will be super helpful to uber beginners and help those trying to get through a difficult section. So if you're a super fresh beginner, it probably wouldn't hurt to learn the C major scale or go through the free trial of the Simply Piano app or any other app just to learn the absolute basics of the basics. If you understand the concept of how to play the C major scale with both hands, I'd say you're good enough to start tackling your favorite song. There are two things you're going to want to learn: how to cross over your fingers to be able to play any number of string of notes, and two, how to use all your fingers in a chord, even your pinky finger. These are things that will take some time to get better at, but you'll be practicing your finger dexterity and finger strength with the songs you actually want to play. With those concepts in mind, find a combination that feels the most comfortable to you that match where the notes fall. Then memorize it and play it back. The next couple of tricks is how you can actually work around sections that you think are really difficult, because the most important thing for you is to keep pushing through and learn the damn song. The first trick is to actually just cut out some notes if you can't stretch your hands that far for a certain chord or play a complicated rhythm. There is no shame in simply not playing a note here and there when you're pushing yourself to play a challenging piece. Nobody but you will actually notice, and if it bugs you, you can always come back after you learn the whole song and add the extra notes in. No, you do not need piano theory to know which note to leave out. You can cut the note based purely on your own preference of sound. And just as an extra tip, it's usually the lowest note. There may be some times where things aren't sounding smooth or in tempo. Now, it's completely normal for things to be a little bumpy at first because you're focused on memorizing and playing the right notes. You'll pause and struggle to remember what's next, remember it, and then play it. This isn't bad, it's learning accuracy. Now, there may be some really challenging parts where you're starting to get a little frustrated because you're simply not recalling the notes fast enough. That's not the problem. The problem is that your brain isn't used to the rhythm at which you're recalling the note, which sounds similar, but it isn't. What you need to do is focus on rhythm over accuracy. After memorizing the notes, just play the section on rhythm without stopping, even if it means just smashing your hands in the general vicinity of the keyboard that it's supposed to be. What you'll find is that by focusing on the rhythm, your fingers will slowly fall into the correct place. So just in case you care, you might want to know that Synthesia is generally frowned upon in piano communities, and so I wanted to spend a little time discussing why I think most of that criticism is just complete bullshit. The main and obvious criticism is that how sad is that? I will agree that learning theory and sight reading is great for picking up a fun piece that you only ever want to play once in a while, or perhaps to even improvise. Now, does everyone need or even want to do that? If they did, learning a complicated song through this brute force method actually does teach you a ton of theory intuitively, like dynamics, articulation, chord progression, scales, and more. As an aside, I've definitely noticed the same patterns across different songs, and I've been getting exponentially quicker at learning songs this way, and at a rate much faster than the 5 years it took me to hit grade 4 piano. The next thing I want to talk about is this criticism about incorrect technique. I specifically suggested for you to do what you feel is comfortable, and yes, that could lead to incorrect technique, like not balling up your hands, or maybe even using the wrong fingers. Aside from the fact that 99% of the important techniques are simply a YouTube video away, I feel like people forget that the purpose of technique is to make playing comfortable and clear. So if you're playing comfortable and clear, don't let these little things bug you. If you're having trouble or looking to see if there's a better way to do something, that's a different story. And there are tons of great informative videos by piano masters that do a great job teaching this theory for free. The cringiest and by far the worst criticism I ever hear about Synthesia is about not playing the song as intended. Like any art form, music is about the artist's expression. Classical music seems to be the only art form where its artists are praised by how well they can mechanically replicate a piece. I recommend you all to watch Piano no Mori as a fun little movie about this topic. So there you have it, a non-conventional way to learn piano driven by your passion to play music. Remember to take the time to choose a song that you're passionate about and use Synthesia as a tool to decode the music. I hope I can share this technique for those of you sitting on the fence about learning piano and who maybe haven't found much success with traditional methods. Thank you, and remember, finish the song.